All right. Hello, everybody. KVU Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams here with our nightly extended update on the forecast here on KVU Plus and YouTube Live and all of our streaming platforms. What we're tracking as we go into this weekend, mainly hot weather. It's also going to be a little bit hazy because we have some Saharan dust moving in, not uncommon for this part of the year, for the summer into the early fall, but this kind of our first of these bigger plumes of Saharan dust moving in. And then after the hot, dry weather this weekend, next week, all of a sudden looks a little stormy and a little active again. So a few different things going on in our forecast. So let's get into things. We'll start with the dust. You may have already noticed the past couple of days, just like a little bit of haze out there. We've already had some. There's a slightly more concentrated plume, which is in the Gulf. And as we go tonight into tomorrow, that bigger plume of dust is going to move into our area. I don't think that this is going to be enough that it has a huge impact on our air quality. Now, if you're in a sensitive respiratory group, just keep an eye on it to be safe. But I think for the most part, this is going to be one of those deals where you just notice a little bit more of a milky, hazy sky. And that's about it. Maybe the sunrises and sunsets get a little bit more vivid. But there you go. Some Saharan dust coming in on Saturday. I think that's decreasing in concentration heading into the day on Sunday. All right, it was hot today. The numbers, 96 for Austin, Kent, Mabry. 96 at the airport today, so we were about 4 degrees above the average, but we were not to records. 103 was the record today back in the infamous summer of 2011, where at this point in 2011, we were already clicking off all these triple-digit days. Remember, 2011 went on to have the all-time record 90 total triple-digit days. So depending on which part of the state of Texas you live in, it is going to be active to our north over the next couple of days. But we are staying dry because we're closer to this big ridge of high pressure, and this high pressure is going to keep rain and deflect it north. So it's been, look at that, tornado warning West Texas, more active weather in the Panhandle. Lubbock had a massive storm yesterday, so it is going to stay active. West Texas, Panhandle, even into parts of North Texas. But for us, this high pressure is going to keep us just hot and dry as we go through this weekend. This is the game plan for Saturday, the morning. We'll start with kind of the usual low clouds, very muggy temperatures, mid-upper 70s. Then as we go into the afternoon, I have 99 degrees in the forecast. For Austin, maybe, we've had, I believe now 7 99-degree days, which is kind of amazing. Do you feel any difference between 99 and 100? Probably not. But imagine if some of those had been triple-digit days. We've already had 2 total triple-digit days this summer. If those all had been actual 100-degree days, we'd be up, actually kind of on pace or ahead of 2011 at this point. Here are the numbers area-wide: 97 in Bastrop, 98 Lockhart, San Marcos, 98 for you. Fredericksburg, I've got 94 in the forecast for you. Closer look at the I-35 corridor and the Metro, 97 at Taylor tomorrow. Round Rock, 97, Leander, 97, Georgetown, 97, Lakeway, Dripping Springs, Wimberley, all at 97. It's going to be a very popular number for tomorrow. Heat index forecast. It is not a dry heat that we're dealing with this weekend. As soon as we get into 1, 2 o'clock, heat index values are in the triple digits, and it's going to be 102 to 105 for most of the Austin Metro through the peak heat of tomorrow. So mid-afternoon into the early evening. It's June. For the most part, we expect it to be hot this time of the year, but just make sure you're being safe, taking all the usual hot weather precautions if you're going to be outside for an extended amount of time. Same deal on Sunday. Still hot, still muggy. I think a little bit less hazy on Sunday as the dust starts to move out, but we're still up around 99 degrees. Again, no rain chance for Saturday or Sunday. Heat index forecast, 105. The peak heat index for Saturday could be even higher than that on Sunday at 106. Monday, 104. Even into Tuesday next week, we're still feeling like 100. But then by Wednesday, numbers really starting to come down as those rain chances I mentioned are back in our forecast. Air temperatures, 99 Sunday, 98 Monday, Tuesday 94. Then Wednesday, we may actually drop a little bit below average for June standards. Normal's 91. I have 89 in the forecast for Wednesday. I think we could stay in the 80s at least into Thursday. So a couple days with a little stretch of cooler weather and a nice little stretch of rain chances. The reason for that, as I mentioned, is because this high pressure needs to move. So it's still with us through this weekend. That is why we're going to be hot and dry this weekend. But then as we go into next week, this thing goes east and it just goes west and it just keeps moving west. So this thing is all the way out in the Pacific by Wednesday. And as that moves, I should change that to say west, not east. I apologize. As that moves west, it opens the door for our rain chances. So these little disturbances are going to wrap around and come into our area, and that's going to help to give us an opportunity for some rain. Here's the model data off the European model. Keeping us dry Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. But then by Tuesday, a 40% chance for rain Wednesday, a 60% chance for rain, and I think we stay pretty widespread at least into the day on Thursday and maybe even into Friday that we're dealing with a decent coverage of rain around. Our GFS model, I think, has gone a little bonkers here. I don't think we're going to have a half-foot plus of rain in the hill country. It'd be great to have some heavy rain, assuming we can spread it out over enough time that we don't get major flooding problems. But I think this European model looks pretty accurate to me, anywhere from a ½ inch to 2 inches plus of rain, with most of that coming between Tuesday and Thursday night of next week. My forecast for tonight, mostly cloudy, warm and muggy. 77 degrees overnight tonight. Tomorrow, a hot, humid, but also hazy day. 99 degrees in the forecast. Morning clouds give way to the hot sunshine. Heading into the afternoon, feels like it's going to be up around 105. Sunday, 99. Monday, just a 10% chance for rain. A couple days ago, it looked like maybe Monday, as early as Monday, rain chances could go up. Looks like this is more so Monday night into Tuesday now, though. 98 on Monday. Tuesday, 94, a 40% chance for rain and storms. Then Wednesday, Thursday, look like the two wettest days, a 60% on Wednesday, a 50% on Thursday. And you see those temperatures again, is it going to be frigid? No, it's June. It's not going to be frigid for a long time, probably not until October or November, if we're lucky. But it will drop us down into the 80s for afternoon highs, which is going to be a little cooler than average for this time of the year. And then on Friday, I think we start to trend a little bit drier. 20% rain chance. High temperature is going to be about 92 degrees. All right, so that's what we have in the forecast. I'll just kind of keep it quick for you on this Friday. We'll take a little bit of a break, and then Queen and I will be back for our newscast at 10 o'clock. And we'll keep you updated with what's going on with the news and the weather. If I don't see you then, y'all have a good weekend, and we will talk to y'all next week. Y'all stay cool and stay safe this weekend.